Welcome to our channel. In today's video we explore an inspiring story of sacrifice and courage, where doing the right thing overcomes pain. If you enjoy content like this, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on future videos. He knew he could die, but he ran anyway. Amidst the wind-cutting bullets, the loud explosions and the smoke and dust, the young soldier collapsed from a bullet wound in the leg. Blood stained the ground. But when he raised his head, he saw his best friend, lying motionless more than 30 meters away. No one dared to step out of the trench. Everyone knew, touching that open space was no different from committing suicide. Just for a brief moment. No one gave orders. No one begged. The soldier clenched his teeth, pushed away the pain, and rushed out. Not because he wasn't afraid, but because he couldn't turn his back on his friend. Every step he ran was a life-or-death struggle. Every meter of ground he crossed was a testament to his courage. He pulled his friend back. Blood covered his hands. Both were seriously injured. When the commander looked at them, he fell silent. He asked, "Was it worth it?" The soldier whispered, his lips bleeding but his eyes still bright. "It was worth it, because when I arrived he was still alive. And he was smiling." Bang. But it didn't stop. The bullet pierced through his calf, blood gushed out with every heartbeat. The pain was piercing to his brain, but the soldier didn't scream, didn't cry, didn't lie down. Because in the midst of the deafening gunfire, in the midst of the blazing battlefield, he heard someone calling his name. Weak, urgent, desperate. It was his comrade. It was the brother who had shared half his rations, who had shielded each other from the rain of bombs and bullets. He turned around. That person was stuck, unable to move. The enemy was closing in. Someone shouted, "Don't go. You can't hold on any longer." But he got up. His legs were shaking, his hands clutching the gun tightly, each step dragging him forward in pain as if his flesh was being torn apart. It wasn't because he wasn't in pain. It was because he didn't let the pain decide his actions. When he pulled his friend back to the trench, both were covered in blood. Everyone was stunned. No one believed he could do it. Someone asked, "How did you endure it?" He simply replied, "I didn't think about my leg. I just thought, if I don't go it will be too late." That's real strength. Not in the muscles, but in the will to overcome the pain. Not everyone dares to do the right thing, especially when it could cost them their lives. In the silent darkness of the battlefield, the young soldier stood silently on guard. The ground shook with the distant sound of artillery. In his hand was a gun, but in his heart an unshakable belief. No matter what happens, I will not abandon anyone. Then the signal sounded. A small group of soldiers were trapped behind the front lines. No one ordered a rescue. Too dangerous. Not sure if they would return. Silence fell. Everyone looked at each other, considered, hesitated, and then he stepped out. Without waiting for anyone's approval. Without needing praise. He knew clearly, it was the right thing to do. Not for glory. Not for reward. Simply because if he could save a life he had to do it. The road was hell. Bullets flew like rain. But he did not stop. Not for himself. Not for fear. For that one ideal. Do the right thing even if it costs you. When he returned, dragging 2 wounded soldiers, all eyes were closed. An old officer quietly put his hand on his shoulder and said, "You just taught us what honor is." Calmness does not come from a peaceful situation. It comes from within a person who knows how to control himself. In the midst of a fierce battle, amidst deafening explosions and blinding smoke, the young soldier was caught between 2 choices: flee to live or stay and hold his position to protect the rear line. Sweat ran along the blood on his face. His eyes scanned his comrades. Everyone was panicked, confused, sometimes motionless with fear. No one could blame him, because the situation at that time could not be worse. But he still stood. No screaming. No panic. Just a deep breath. A focused gaze. A clear decision. He could not control the situation. But he controlled his reaction. Not reacting with fear but with reason. Not acting on emotions but on goals. And that was what held his ground, what stopped the enemy from coming in, what saved the lives of so many people behind him. When it was all over, someone asked, "How did you stay so calm?" He simply replied, "I didn't try to control the battle. I just controlled myself." That's the lesson of the resilient. You don't need to change the world to survive. You just need to not let the world change you. In life you can't avoid chaos, but you can always choose how you react. And that's where true strength begins. Hope today's story has inspired you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video if you found it helpful.